Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
So let's do some of the questions and understand the section formula better. Find the coordinates of the point which divides the line segment joining these points, this and this, in the ratio 3:1 internally. Let us say these are the points. Let's say this is point A, 4, -3. This is point B, it is 8, 5, and it is divided in ratio 3:1 internally. Let us say this is divided by point P in 3:1. Okay. Whenever we say that, let us say this is line segment AB. When we say that point P is dividing AB in ratio 2:3, it will always mean that AP is to PB is 2/3. AP by PB is equal to 2/3, and not the other way around. If I have mentioned that P is dividing AB in 2:3, it will always mean that P is here, right? So it is dividing in 2:3. It cannot mean like this, that B, A and P you take 2 and 3 here, right? You cannot take like this, right? If it is mentioned that line segment AB is being divided, then you have to take care of this ratio, right? So in this particular question, these points, joining these points is divided into 3:1. So we need to find the coordinates of point P. So what will be the coordinates of point P? See, when we divided a segment AB in ratio m1:m2, right? The coordinates were x1, y1, x2, y2. What were the coordinates of point P? We multiplied m1 with this coordinate x2, m2 with this coordinate x1 here, right? We kind of cross multiplied these and divided by m1 plus m2. So similar thing we are going to do here in this question. Let me write the coordinates once again. Coordinates are 4 -3, 8, 5. 4 -3, 8, 5, right? And this point is P, 3:1, right? So to get the x coordinate of point P, I multiply 3 with the x coordinate of this point and 1 with the x coordinate of this point. So it will give me x coordinate of P is equal to 3 into 8 plus 1 into 4 divided by 3 plus 1, right? So this is the x coordinate of P, which is 24 plus 4 divided by 4, 28 by 4, that is 7. Similarly, I can find the y coordinate of P, which is equal to, this time let me write the coordinates once again so that it is easier to visualize, right? 3:1. This time I'll multiply 3 with the y coordinate of this point and 1 with the y coordinate of this point, right? So y coordinate of point P will be 3 into 5 plus 1 into -3 divided by 3 plus 1, right? So this is how you will find the y coordinate. 15 minus 3 divided by 4, that is 12 by 4, which will give you 3. So point P is 7, 3. So this is your answer. Point 7, 3 divides this line segment joining these 2 points in the ratio 3:1, right? Okay. In what ratio does this point divide the line segment joining the points A and B? Point A is given as -6, 10. Point B is given as 3, -8. And this point is -4, 6. Right. Now I need to assume a ratio to start the question, right? I can assume the ratio as m1:m2. In that case, I'll have to find two things, m1 and m2, right? If I assume the ratio as k is to 1, then I'll only have to find k, right? Then I can write the ratio. So if I, let's say this point divides this line segment AB in k is to 1, right? So what will be the x coordinate of point, let's say this is point P. What will be the x coordinate of point P? Minus 4, which is equal to k into the x coordinate of B, 1 into x coordinate of 6. So k into 3 plus 1 into x coordinate of A, which is minus 6, divided by k plus 1. So it will give you 3k minus 6 divided by k plus 1. If I now cross multiply, it will give me minus 4k minus 4 equal to 3k minus 6, right? Then 7k will be equal to, this 6 will come here, 6 minus 4 is 2, so k will be equal to 2 by 7, right? And the assumed ratio was what? K is to 1, right? So the ratio is 2 by 7 is to 1, right? I can write this ratio as 2 is to 7 also, right? So this is my final answer, right? Why can you write this ratio as this one? You can always write this ratio, right? For example, if there is a ratio given like this, 1 by 3, right? I can write it like 2 by 6 by multiplying 2 in the numerator and denominator. I can write it like 3 by 9. All these are same, right? So 2 by 7 is to 1 is same as 2 is to 7 because I have just multiplied these by 7, right? So this is your answer. Find the coordinates of the point of trisection. Points dividing the line in 3 equal parts. Let us say this is the line segment AB. B is minus 7 comma 4, right? A is 2 comma minus 2, and coordinates of points of trisection, right? One section is here, one section is here. Section just means that we are dividing into parts, different parts. So if this is a trisection, then this segment is equal to this segment is equal to this segment, right? Let us assume these points as P and Q. So we are here to find the coordinates of P and Q. Now students, tell me what is the ratio that this point P is dividing this line segment AB into. See, this part is equivalent to 1, and then this part is equivalent to 2. This part is double of this part, right? So I can say P divides AB in ratio 1 is to 2, right? And similarly Q divides AB in ratio how much? 2 is to 1, because we are talking about AB. So let's start from A. So AQ is to QB. AQ is double of QB. So 2 is to 1, right? So now we know the ratio that the point P divides line segment AB, 1 is to 2, right? So coordinates of P will be, x coordinate of P will be equal to, this is 1 is to 2, right? This is 1 is to 2. So he'll multiply 1 with minus 7 plus 2 with 2 divided by 1 plus 2, right? I multiplied this one with the x coordinate of B and this 2 with the x coordinate of A and divided it by 1 plus 2. So it will give me minus 7 plus 4 divided by 3, right? So it will give me minus 3 by 3, which is equal to minus 1. So the x coordinate of point P is minus 1. Similarly, we can find the y coordinate of P, which will be equal to 1 multiplied by the y coordinate of B, 1 into 4, plus 2 will be multiplied with minus 2, which is the y coordinate of point A, divided by 1 plus 2. So it will give me 4 minus 4, which is 0 by 3, so 0. So coordinates of point P are minus 1, 0. So these are the coordinates of point P. Now if you can observe, Q is the midpoint of line segment PB. Q is just the midpoint of line segment PB, right? Because this is a trisection, so all these sections are equal. So Q will be the midpoint of PB. Hence we can directly write the coordinates of Q by x1 plus x2 by 2 and y1 plus y2 by 2. So minus 1 plus minus 7 by 2, comma 0 plus 4 by 2. 0 plus 4 by 2. Okay. So this coordinate is minus 8 by 2, minus 4. This is 4 by 2, 2. So these are the coordinates of point Q. So this is point Q and this was point P, right? So these are the coordinates of points of trisection, right? Okay. Find the ratio in which the y-axis divides the line segment joining the points. These first point is 5 comma minus 6, second is minus 1 comma minus 4. Let us say y-axis is dividing this line somewhere, let's say here. Okay, what will be the coordinates of this point? Right, this is the point of intersection. Let us say this is y-axis. Okay, what is the property of y-axis? Property of every point on y-axis, that its x coordinate will be 0, right? So the x coordinate of this point is 0 because it is lying on y-axis. So let's assume the coordinates of this point as 0 comma y, right? And we need to find this point of intersection, so we need to find the value of this y only. Find the ratio in which this y-axis. So first of all we need to find this ratio. Let's assume this ratio is k is to 1. K is to 1. So as we did in previous questions, what will be the x coordinate of this point of intersection? Let's say this is point P. So what will be x coordinate? X coordinate is 0. So it will be k into minus 1 plus 1 into 5 divided by k plus 1, right? So it will give me, this is minus k, this is plus 5, 5 minus k, and this k plus 1 if cross multiplied with 0 will become 0. So 5 minus k is equal to 0, hence k is equal to 5. So I have got the value of k. Now I know this ratio. This ratio is 5 is to 1, right? So I can find the y coordinate, which is y. So this ratio is 5 is to 1. So 5 will be multiplied with, I need to find the y coordinate now. So 5 will be multiplied with the y coordinate of this point, which is minus 4, plus 1 will be multiplied with the y coordinate of this point, minus 6, divided by 5 plus 1. This is minus 20, minus 6 divided by 6. So it will be equal to minus 26 divided by 6. So I can write it as 3, 13. So minus 13 by 3 is the y coordinate. So we can say that point P is 0 comma minus 13 by 3, right? So we have found the point of intersection, which is this one, and we have also found the ratio, which is 5 is to 1, right? Okay. Let's move to the next question then. If the points A, B, C and D are the vertices of a parallelogram taken in order, find the value of P. There is a property in a parallelogram that the diagonals of the parallelogram bisect each other, right? A, B, C, D. You need to take these points in this order only, A, B, C and D. So A is 6, 1, B is 8, 2, C is 9, 4, D is P comma 3. Now the property of parallelogram that the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So let's make the diagonals. Diagonal BD and diagonal AC. These diagonals bisect each other, right? So this point, let's say this point is M. Okay, I am not taking P as we are already dealing with a P here. So let's take this point as M. So I can say M is the midpoint of AC and M is also the midpoint of BD. So this is the property of the parallelogram, right? The diagonals bisect each other. So now using this property, if let us say, what will be the x coordinate of M? X coordinate of point M will be equal to 6 plus 9 by 2, right? And y coordinate of point M will be equal to 1 plus 4 by 2. I have used this here, right? M is the midpoint of AC. Now I can use the other one. So this will be 15 by 2, this will be 5 by 2. Now let me use the other diagonal. Other diagonal is diagonal BD. So it will give the x coordinate of M as P plus 8 by 2 and y coordinate as 5 by 2. 3 plus 2 by 2, which is 5 by 2, right? So the x coordinate we can compare, because the x coordinate of M and y coordinate of M are always going to be same whether we look it from this diagonal or that diagonal, right? So we can compare these x coordinates. P plus 8 by 2 is equal to 15 by 2. So this 2 gets cancelled. So P is equal to 15 minus 8, which is equal to 7, right? So the value of P is equal to 7, right? We have just used the property of a parallelogram that the diagonals bisect each other.